Super.
Spoon it. Yeah.
Get your watch out.
Whenever I'm down, you carry me away. You turn my whole life around just with what you say. We are live. I hope we're doing all right out there. It's the 13th of August on a beautiful day. Summer is here for most of us. I mean, it wasn't too sunny today, but we are here. I hope you're doing all well, team. Great to have you here on another live show. Do like doing these live shows because it gets me to get one-to-one with you guys, the main guys, the chief guys, the members, the die-hard subscribers. You guys are fantastic. Already at 7:10, we had Gav from Watch Guy London saying hi, but Dan Chandler, member, Spence Miller, we got Dan again, we got Fred Cook, Keys is in the house, we got Fraser Nass, we got all these other guys. You guys are phenomenal. What have we been up to? Have we had a nice Sunday? We had a nice weekend. You guys seem like you are well up for it today. Sky Toro, look at this. Greetings and salutations, y'all. Love it, my friend. Yes. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Bonjour to you. Yes, so not really much. Went to my mother and mum and dad's today to have a lovely roast dinner. Buddha Guns in the house. Buddha Guns. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Top Tier Tickers in the house. Great YouTube channel. Go and check him out. So I had a nice roast dinner. Big cake. Lovely orange cake. My mum's fantastic at cooking. Not back in the day. Back in the day, she used to make just turkey chicken drummers and chips and beans. But now, when I've left home, she's more of a connoisseur, you know what I mean? So going to her on the weekend is phenomenal because I get my feel. But yeah, it's nice to see my dad had a bit of cornhole. Yeah, the timist is in the house. How are you, Johnny K? Get in, my friend. We won't do Get Your Watch Out yet until my fantastic guest has arrived. I'm going to leave it a couple more minutes. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the last two shows. Yasser, you are very, very, very nice. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Pennsylvania, I absolutely love this. When we start these shows, I want everyone to tell me where you are calling from. We got Edwin from the Netherlands. We got Nebraska, Omaha. We got some fantastic 29th anniversary. Wow, Will. 29th anniversary this weekend for me and the missus. Congratulations to you, my friend. We are 10 next year. I mean, where has that gone? Absolutely flown by. What we got? Oh, loads of you here. Neil will be on as long as before flight leaves. Oh, my friend, we'll get as quick as we can. Yeah. I'm on YouTube, innit? Don's saying, hope you're doing well, Don. So yes, I've got a phenomenal guest here today. He is a top guy. He's pretty good at YouTube. You got to big him up a lot. He's in that waiting room. I can see him. He's smiling. I'm looking at him. He's smirking. Yeah, look at him. Good. He's got all of his merch on. Okay. So really make fun of him. He's got every single piece of merch you can buy from his channel. He's going to find a hat. He's looking around for a hat or a mug. I mean, who does that sort of merch pitching? You know what I mean? I mean, I'd never show off any merch like that. Yeah, Canada, New York, Yorkshire, Hola Crespito. Thanks, Philippe. Thank you very much. Without further ado, we have got today's guest, which is the phenomenal Talking Hands for the Watchfinder and Andrew Morgan.
Cheers. Cheers.
There he is. Oh,
hello,
my
how you doing?
word. Yeah, I didn't know you had so much merch there, mate. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. In fact, Charlotte, if you're watching, bring my hat. There you go. We'll see what
You,
happens.
you know, when you told me sales were up, I didn't know that it was because you bought all of it, but that's fine. You know, just the one mug. Just the one mug.
I found the secret to merch success. Buy all of it. The profit is rolling in.
Oh my word! You imagine if you bought it? We could do that, couldn't we? Because we get I don't suppose we can buy, because we can pay for samples, can't we? We buy. This is a sample, isn't it? And the sample is what, 20% less or something for us. But I doubt you can buy bulk, because probably they've done this business before and they know that that's not going to work, you know. But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah.
Looking
Enjoying
well, mate.
a brief glimpse of sun today. So I went outside and absorbed all of that. That was good. That took up about 10 minutes of my day. But yeah.
It was the morning,
otherwise,
wasn't
all
it?
good.
It was the morning, and then it just went, ugh. It went dull.
I'm still reveling in the tragic loss that you had at Cornhole when we played together.
That is ridiculous. That is naughty. That is naughty. For those that you that know, you know, Andrew posted. Well, you gave me a lovely video first of the actual how it panned out, and then on your own Instagram channel had the wife completely re-edit it to make it look like I was the one that couldn't hit the board. So I'm very, you know, you make your own decisions, team out there, but we all know just who was throwing the right bags at the hole. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Andrew, you could see the color bags that I had in my hand. So, I mean, how do you explain that? Come on.
Well, you're very good at color grading. I'm very impressed with your ability to manipulate color within the editing space.
Listen, you know, I still use iMovie. I'm absolutely rubbish at that sort of stuff. But it's an absolute honor to always have you on my channel, my friend. The last time it was Christmas. It was Christmas, wasn't it? Christmas last time.
Yeah, you stitched me right up.
Why?
You asked me questions about watches I'd never heard of.
Who hasn't heard of Orient? Come on. Yeah, I mean, come on, mate. Now you have, though. Come on. Now you're well into it. You've got your own thriving channel, which I must say, you've taken over me in the subscribership, which just makes me a little bit upset. But it's very hard to be upset with someone when it's someone that you love and like. So congratulations for smashing the 70 mark, my friend. And
thank you very much.
I'll be there one day. I'll be there with you.
You will.
I'm just running up. You're in a Corvette, and I'm like Martin McFly on the skateboard. I've just hooked a rope and I've attached to the tow bar, and I'm pulling on. You know, I'll be with you, mate. Don't worry.
Don't get that.
Yeah. How do you think? So from Christmas time, how do you feel your channel's gone, and Watchfinder and the watch, you know, the watch community and everything? Do you feel it's changed in any way? How have you felt?
Well, at the risk of boring everyone by talking about the YouTube algorithm, things have changed quite drastically. Take a minute to pause for the quality merch there. It's changed in a way, but you know, these things happen. But generally speaking, it seems to be even more vibrant on the community side than ever. And I've enjoyed talking to, well, since I started showing this whole thing over on the Watchfinder channel, we've been able to have more guests. And so we've been ingratiating ourselves more into the community and getting to know such lovely people as yourself. So it makes me very happy. Mate. It really does. It makes me happy to be out of the Watchfinder basement.
Well, I remember when we first sort of had a good chat, and the idea for you and Watchfinder was just to get out a bit and bring in some content creators and find more of a community together. And I feel like there's a more, I don't know if it's a friendlier way Watchfinder is, but with your faces, there's more of a human side. You know, that's not just, let's just get out of it. You know, your special hands that you obviously have got insured, but we haven't seen them in a while properly. So do you still manicure them? Do you still have them daily massaged, or are you not that bothered these days?
I stopped being bothered about them a while ago. I used to, Charlotte taught me how to do my cuticles and my nails and stuff like that. And I got into a habit with it. And then they just started looking after themselves, so that they generally keep themselves in good nick. And that's even after a good day in the garden, spading,
Yeah,
and other such
yeah.
garden activities.
I honestly, Andrew, it's only after in the edit do I think, Jesus, I should have washed my hands, or there's something in the nail or something. And all I do is just edit it out. To be fair, that's all I do. Get rid of that finger. I shall edit that clip out. But these days, I've had a couple of incidents where there's been a sort of a low hanging bogey or some sort of nail thing going on, and it's quite easy
Yeah.
just to cover it over with a watch, edit it and clip over it. I don't know if you've had any
You edited it
incidents.
just in exactly the way that you edited the cornhole video. See?
Yeah,
You know what you're
exactly. What I want to do, Andrew, we're going to do some quick fire questions, but first I want get your watch out. Andrew, what are you wearing on your wrist today, my friend, for the viewers to see? Come on, give it to me. What you got?
I get to go first, right? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
shall I throw some clues out there and see if anyone can guess what it is? Because it's
Oh.
not what you'd expect.
Oh, okay.
All right. It has retrograde minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has.
We are not dealing.
Hours.
Oh my! We are not dealing with a moon swatch, everyone. Anyone that thought it was a moon swatch, it is not 100%.
It has a peripheral moon phase indicator.
What the? It's not a Casio, everyone. It is not a Casio. This is come on. This is. It's not a SCME, Fred. It is not a SCME. 100%. I'm not even sure Andrew knows who SCME really are, but I think you're gonna have to give us.
We're not doing this again. No, you're not showing up my ignorance again. What is this?
Well, Fred's saying, is it an Invicta? And to be fair, they probably had a go at the look of it, but I dare say it's not. Top Tier Tigger says sounds like a spaghetti scametti. It's too slick for that, mate. The Scametti's way too slick.
One of those.
We can't afford one of them. Neil says it's a Timex. Spence is saying Citizen. Thomas Burnett is saying Reservoir, which I've never heard before. I've heard of the word, obviously. It's where my dad goes to fish. But in terms of a watch, oh, yes. No, it's not. It's not the incoming future MWC watch coming. No, it's not. I dare say it's a Rip Curl Surf watch, Fat Matt. Lange? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Could you give us one more, please? One more clue, Andrew.
One more clue. It's made in China.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right. Now, listen. Is it something that you can... It's obviously something that you can buy on your merch store. Yeah. No.
No, it's not. This is a watch that's in for review. It's a brand that I've been...
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a brand that I've been made aware of sort of in the last 6 months or so, because they are trying to make Chinese watches that aren't fakes and aren't rubbish. They're trying to make good quality Chinese watches. So I was like, okay, yeah, send me one and have a look. And they said,
are you? Yeah. So you're not talking. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh,
you're not talking about a cigarette, are you? You're not talking about a cigarette. You may be talking about a cigar. Are we talking about a cigar?
No.
Oh, go for it.
Hang on, someone in the comments has got it. Aaron S. Absolutely.
Where's Aaron?
Right. This is a Berens.
Oh my
this
God!
This is the Berens Perigee.
Look.
And so you can see. I'll talk you through it. So you've got here hours on a chain around there. Can you see? There's a little arrow on the side of the globe, and that trying to get the glare in it. You read the hours around the chain. The globe turns around once a day, 24 hours. On the other side here, you've got retrograde minutes, and around the outside, where's the moon gone? The moon is just here by the crown. I don't know if you can see it. That goes around all the way around the globe. So you get like an actual moon around the globe, and that goes around once every, 27.5 days or something, however long the moon goes around. And then on the back,
whoa,
you've got all of this business going on. And there is a power reserve. I think I'm pointing at it there. Yeah, it's very interesting.
That is cool.
quite strong on the thickness front.
Looks
That's
like
a lot of sapphire.
It looks like what they call creme caramel. Yeah, look at
It does look like a coffee pod, doesn't it? Like,
it's good for any retrograde. Basically, Andrew means the needle gets to 60 and then it drops back down to 0. Is that what retrograde?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
It's very impressive. It's really, really impressive. I think there are some.
Oh my god! Now, what's the price on these things?
This one is $13,500, which, on the face of it, you kind of go for a Chinese watch. But then you think, if they took these complications and I don't know if you can really see. Hang on, get his dog hair off of it first. If you can see,
I must point out that Andrew does have a dog. The dog, it does come from a dog.
It's my pillow. You can see I don't know if that's in focus. There we go. You can see just the general kind of quality in there, and of course, it's completely unique. There's so much going on, like the moon phase wheel there. Can you see? It's on a disc that is sort of suspended by these 3 pillars. Where's one of the other pillars? Driven by this pillar at the back here.
Oh, man.
So if you think, I don't know, it's kind of like in the realm of a Jacob and Co. Richard Mille type of craziness. If
can
they
I just
made one of these? It wouldn't be $13,500, would it?
God, that is. Can I just say, Andrew, the main thing before I ask any more questions?
Yes,
W. Halford, thank you so much for the super chats, my friend. Any people that are giving super chats today, I'm very, very grateful. But I know, but there's no but. It is going towards a CA 500, the new Casio 53 W that I bashed. I bashed one, Andrew, last week, and it was a chrome gold one, the new one. Cost me £64, Andrew, and I bashed it an hour before the live stream, and I was going to do a show on it the day after. I couldn't do it anymore. I did show it because I wanted to show how fragile those chrome plated cases are. But super chats will be going towards a new Casio. Ha 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 ha. But
you told me you were donating it all to sick children. Shame.
Not these ones. Before we talk more about your watch, Andrew, let's go what W has. Do either of you any thoughts on the Casio Oceanus Manta? I have not seen it, my friend. I need to delve into the Oceanus because they are special watches. I've mainly covered Casio budgets, but I will do very, very soon. So yes, I will be looking at that. I don't know if you know the Oceanus range at all, Andrew.
No, I don't. I was just very surreptitiously Googling it. I need to venture more into Casio. It's been great doing more stuff on value watches, and there's so much to choose from.
Oh my God, crazy. Yeah. Simon, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. You are very kind, and I appreciate that. Goes towards Casio. Yeah, nothing for Andrew. Right, now listen. So I think could you hold up that watch again, Andrew, because that is special. The main thing that we all want to know in this chat, and I know I'm going to speak for all of you, team. The one question that keeps us up at night, and it's huge, is which we all want to know. What's the water resistance, mate? What's the water resistance on this?
Yeah. It has.
If this doesn't do 100 meters of water, it's splash proof.
All the water. I don't even know, to be honest.
I mean, it looks like a small city in a Star Wars. In Phantom Menace when they go down the Gungans, they go down to that city with Jar Jar, wherever Jar Jar Binks lives, and it's this sort of city with a dome. I don't know if it's got a dome.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at it. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, I could.
You love all this. You love all this complication stuff, don't you? It's fascinating.
Officially 5 of your ATMs, according to this. So
okay.
Not too bad.
Well, that's a Speedmaster.
Yeah,
that's a Speedmaster.
I do like this kind of stuff. I like owning more classical stuff because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I am the right person for the watch, if that makes sense. But I absolutely love what people are doing. The fact that this is even possible
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
it is very special. And does the Earth actually rotate, or does it just go down?
Yeah, it rotates. I don't know if you
Oh
can
my
see,
god,
but there's a 24-hour indicator, and it rotates. There's a little
that's
arrow on the globe
awesome.
somewhere. You can just see the little arrow on the globe. So that will rotate once a day, and is your 24-hour indicator as well.
I mean, I've got a spare 13 grand. I was looking to maybe buy, I don't know, something a little bit more simple. But I think that Baron, they could get a call from me tomorrow. But that's pretty special. Pretty special.
It's very cool. It's very, very cool.
Chili Badger, thank you. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Top tier. Look what you've started. Look what you've started here. This is not top
The
tier ticker.
children
Thank
are
you, mate.
eternally,
You should have
the
done that.
children are
That's way too
eternally
good.
grateful.
That's out of order. Come on now. No, thank you so much. Thanks, mate. I am wearing something just a little bit less complicated, for
Tell
me.
me.
I'm wearing one of my favorite brands. It is the CWC. It's the new chronograph of theirs called the Falcon. And it is a Swiss Ronda. It's not as straight as I can get it. Look at that. That's a lovely detailed picture there, isn't it? That's lovely stuff. Asymmetric case, proper military. The actual pushers actually feel like you're pushing a mechanical watch, which I really like. I don't like the Seikos, all the Seikos that are quartz based, and they're sort of spongy, the pushers. This is fixed spring bars. No nonsense, Andrew. This one you take to battle, whereas you would take yours to the coffee table and just put it in the middle, maybe balance an orange on it or something. But that is phenomenal stuff. What a couple of different watches we have there.
Couldn't be more different, could they?
They couldn't have been more different, but this is brilliant.
And
there we go.
we're entirely the wrong people to be wearing them. I am not a fancy pants, and you are not a war man.
That is true. That is true. Although, like you like your complications and you like your, intricate things. I do love military history. I've got nothing to do with military history, but it was the one GCSE I got top marks in, and I had a good teacher, Mr. Field. He was great, and I love history, and I love the purist watches. Ones that you can tell the time from 10 feet away. You know what I mean? Whereas your one, you'll probably be able to tell. Still can't. To be fair, but that's Fraser. Swiss Ronda. They probably have spoiled it just with the date, but listen, it's a tool watch, so I forgive it, man. I forgive it.
What was the price point of that little puppy? I can't remember if you said.
So this watch is £699. It's not a cheap quartz watch. It's not a cheap quartz watch. But honestly, Andrew, for me, anyone that opens up a CWC watch, I just absolutely love it. You get this box. It smells like an army surplus store. You feel like you are, you might as well be given the boots, your sleeping bag or whatever, and your helmet as well, because it feels like you are being issued with a proper tool. I really love that. And some CWCs are still issued today to the SBS, the special boat service. I've got one of those watches and I just love it. And I'm incredibly proud of a British stroke Swiss watch. You know what I mean?
Super boat soldiers. Make sure not to bash this one this time. I don't know that your audience will be quite so generous.
No, they won't at all, my friend. They won't. No. Now, listen. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You guys are phenomenal. Psycho Fu, I'm just calling out to any members. If you want to be a member, it only costs $4.99, and you get extra bits and bobs. For all those members that are members and watching, could you please give me the most amount of emojis that you have, just to show off what emojis we do have as the members? We get some special stuff, Andrew. You know what I mean? And the old members, I call them the platoon. If I give away a watch, Andrew, it's only to the members these days. They've had a lot of watches off me. and I continue to reward them. That's nice, isn't
Well,
it?
it looks like they've been paying for them, so I'm not sure that
Yeah.
you're giving them away per se, but
That's
sounds
true.
wonderful.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
true. But I will be giving away a Seiko very soon. But yeah, Glenn's in the house. Glenn Reynolds. Go on, Glenn. Christian's in the house. Yes, Christian. Right, now listen. I did some quick questions for Mark at Long Island Watch. I also did them for Ben at Ben's Watch Club. Very nice guys. But if I ask you these questions, Andrew, I do them quick fire, and you really get to find the real Andrew Morgan. Do you know what I mean? Straight away.
Okay.
Now I'm going to use the my granddad's pocket watch, the Ascot. I really do love
very
this
nice.
thing. It's missing a something hand. Yeah, it's missing a subdial at the top hand. But this watch, Andrew, I used when I was 7, 8, 9. I used it to time my running and beating my brother at everything that involved time. But it's that mono pusher, bang, push it, bosh, bang. You know what I mean? It's quality.
What a lovely thing.
It's awesome.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
I wanna get you close for you now. In actual fact, there it is. What I'd like to do is I have done this before, so I'm going off on a tangent, team. But I absolutely love this. Yeah, look at this. There you go. That's beautiful.
I'll get that in focus, Sam. Yeah.
It's cool. I think it was quite a common pocket watch back in the day, but it means something special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to use it time your quick questions. And it usually takes about 35 to 40 seconds. Ben got stuck on one of the questions, and then he gave me a very interesting answer. But there's no wrong answer here, Andrew. There's potentially answers that could get you taken off YouTube or lose subscribers. But you know,
Yeah.
are you ready? Here we go.
Yes, I think
As
I'm
quick
ready.
as you
Let's
can.
do it.
As quick as you can. On your marks, get set, go. Favorite food?
Pasta.
Favorite film?
The Matrix.
Favorite song?
Shine on you, crazy diamond.
Favorite YouTube channel not related to watches?
Oh, Harry's Garage.
If you could have dinner with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Jesus, just to see if he was real or not.
Favorite watch brand?
Langerzoner, probably, overall.
Least favorite watch brand?
All the others.
Oh, that is rubbish. Ninja Turtle, who would you be?
Never watched it. I wasn't.
What the stop? We are 45 seconds. And I told you some amazing things come out with quick fire rounds. You know, I'm going to go straight to the end where Andrew have never seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before. Let that sink in, everybody. But that's fine, Andrew. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. You're missing a lot. I'd love to give you the back catalogue of the cartoons, then the films, because I think you're missing something great, you know?
I believe they're probably making a new one. I'll just watch that. That'll probably be fine.
The new one's quite good, to be fair. I did watch it with my daughter, but they made Donatello's voice too kid-like, and it was rubbish. But the actual it's animation, and it was incredible. Moving on from the Ninja Turtles, your favorite watch brand, Langerson. Tell us why, Andrew.
Yeah,
Why?
they're not French.
Yeah, I like just zhooshing it up.
Langerzoner.
Langerson. Go for it. Come on, tell me.
Why are they my favorite?
Yeah.
Well, they're not ultimately the best, because there are smaller, more expensive watch brands out there that noodle to infinity and beyond. But I really, really like their attitude. You know, they have the opportunity to make a ton of watches if they wanted to. In fact, they expanded their factory, but their boss, Wilhelm Schmidt, was like, I'm expanding the factory so I can make the same number of watches even better, not make more.
That's brilliant.
And they've just got this attitude and stuff like, you know how people are dishing out their sports watches to the best customers here and there and everywhere. With Langer, they kind of do it. It's not so much about you having spent the most, but being the most of an aficionado. So you don't have to have bought everything in the collection, but if you've bought stuff and really hung on to it and you really love it, then they let you onto the list for one, which I think is a really nice and more considered way.
That's cool.
And as well, just the way they look, the way they're finished, the mechanisms, the thinking, the triple split. Why? Pointless.
Yeah.
Just because someone somewhere in the Langazona cafeteria went, oh, double split. All right, yeah. Bet you can't do the hours as well. And they went, ooh. And off they went. And they did it anyway. Yeah. And if I was going to add a little kind of close
secondary
runner-up, I'd say Moser.
Oh,
H. Moser.
Okay.
Because they're just doing stuff that it just tickles the industry in a little bit of a different way. You know, just gets up and around, just, you know, making a cheese watch. Because you know about the whole Swiss-made thing.
Yes.
60% of, I'm just going to point out that the Wristwatch Weirdo has purchased one of my Audible books. Thank you very much.
Wow. Good lad.
You may all do that, should you wish.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Forget the merch. Forget Russell.
Forget that. Oh, Matt. Andrew is a quite successful, writer. How many books, Andrew? Don't have to show us. It's all right, mate.
6 or 7.
6 or 7. And you're on one at the minute, aren't you?
I finished writing it a while ago, but I haven't done anything with it because it's. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know.
And it's. Sorry, but it's sci-fi. Sci-fi.
Yes.
That's cool.
All sci-fi / techno thriller. You know, from stuff in space to kind of aliens on Earth to all of that sort of silly little ideas that I have that often turn out to be based on ideas of a film that I saw recently and forgot about. But don't worry. Oh, actually, if anyone, this is semi-plug, but also...
Go on, plug away, Andrew. Come on.
I released a book, I think it was in 2016. Whenever it was before the film Tenet.
Yes, you said this at Christmas time. You're talking about the front cover, aren't you? Yeah.
Did I say this on your last show?
They've ripped you off.
Because I have the cover here now.
They've ripped you off.
Cover. This is the cover. Look, it goes forwards and backwards. It's got the blue buildings with a slash through it. Oh, it's all about time and going backwards and stuff. Christopher Nolan ripped me off.
He's had this printed. Here we go. Here we go. He's taking this to the courts. So the Tenet,
me
Tenet
versus
logo.
Hollywood.
Mate.
Anyway, Swiss made, 60% to be Swiss made by value, and Moser were quite disgruntled by that because you can basically make something elsewhere, have a Swiss person go, he can charge a lot of money, and you can go 60% Swiss made. Lovely. Yeah. So Moser made a watch called the Swiss Mad Watch, which they made entirely, because they make everything entirely in Switzerland, but they made the case out of Swiss cheese, the strap out of a Swiss cow. It was a crazy thing. And they got in a lot of trouble for that. They got blacklisted by a lot of other Swiss brands and didn't make many friends. But they said, I don't care. So they made that the Swiss Icons watch. Do you remember?
Yes.
And it was like this. It was this Frankenstein's monster of IWC, Panerai, AP, everything, all in one go, Breguet, everything you could think of, all in one watch. And there is one of those watches that still exists today. So the rumors say.
Wow.
And I just like Moser for doing that. It's just, can you imagine
that is cool.
Swiss watchmaking, a brand
that
doing
is
something
cool.
as outrageous as that? It's fantastic.
I love that. I love that. And your least favorite watch brand is everyone else. I love that as well. That was good. That's a clever thing. Clever thing, my friend. Clever stuff.
Yes. I should have been a politician.
Thank you, Watches with Abdullah. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that a lot. And so does Andrew. He won't feel the appreciation just as much as I do for the MYR 10. But obviously, if you have not subscribed to Andrew Morgan Watches yet, please do so. He is a very clever and a very funny lad. I'd love to do a collector convo with you, Russell. I'm a big old watch nerd who builds watches, collects Omega, Zinn, Hammy. Would be fun on a bun. That sounds like a good invite, doesn't it, Andrew? Sounds like a great invite.
I'm not invited, but
No,
I'm
but
there anyway.
I'm sure you could document it. Thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you, man. So yeah, your favorite song. What was the favorite song? What did you say?
Shine on, you crazy diamond.
Wow, that's cool.
You,
And is
you,
that go? What? Sorry.
you have heard of Shine on You?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And why is that? Because that's that's not a usual everyone's favorite Hey Jude type song. So why that? Is it significant?
When I was but a small boy, my first CD album was Spice World by the Spice Girls. I think many people my age, that was their first album.
I don't think
Oh,
so,
music.
Andrew. I don't think so, mate.
I-
I think no, I don't think so at all. Because you are talking, what is it, 96? 96? And
You're-
obviously it was Oasis, Blur, Supergrass, Cast, Ocean Colour Scene. Spice Girls, continue.
You're forgetting though that you're much older than I am.
That is true. That is true.
So,
I should not have mentioned that at all.
So
should I?
as a small boy, remember which I said, there you go, young boy. Here's
Yeah.
Blur. It's
Oh,
not really
yeah,
what
of
you buy a
course.
child, is it?
Yeah, no, you're right.
However, it wasn't Blur, but my my stepdad gave me a cassette tape, which I still just about had the technology to play, and it was Pink Floyd "Wish You Were Here." Now, bearing in mind up until that point, all I'd heard was pop music on the radio,
Yeah.
and I put this thing in, and then I realised that pop music wasn't all of music, and that this thing was something else entirely, and it's stuck with me ever since. In fact, I listened to it about an hour ago.
Cool.
Just the first part and the last part of "Wish You Were Here,"
Yeah.
back to back. Yeah, it was a great time.
Very good. It was a great time. Fantastic. No, I love that. And
What about you? What's your favourite song? I'm
probably
asking
would-
you this one specifically because I know
Yeah.
you're a music boy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it would probably be Lady Madonna by the Beatles. Probably. I don't know why. It's just I'm a big Beatles fan anyway. So for me, that song, I don't know why, because I'm a guitar fan and it's very piano driven. But I like ding 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 ding. I like
Kind
that
of a
sort of
ragtimey.
Yeah, I do
vibe.
like that Paul McCartney way of writing. There's a song called 1985 on Band on the Run, and that's one of my favorite songs as well. And it's that ding 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 ding, and I love that type of piano stuff. I think it was the first Beatles song that didn't get to from what I can remember thinking about it and reading about it. But yeah, that's just stuck in my head. That song. I think I was annoyed because it's a song that the chorus is basically the verse, and I've never been able to make a verse a chorus when I've written songs myself. It sounds a bit weird, but Lady Madonna, children at your feet, wonder how you manage to make ends meet. That bit. That's the main bit, and then Friday night arise without, that bit. That's the sort of bridge. There's no chorus. It goes back into the verse, which is the chorus. And I just think I just love it. I love it. Sorry. Now your turn for singing. Go. Hey?
Yeah, good luck with that. Unless you want to get demonetized.
That's cool. I love these guys saying their favorite songs. And also Zibel calling out Mel C was all right. To be fair, I was a Baby Spice fan. She was my favorite, Emma Bunton, I think. And then it was Jerry. Then it was Mel C, and then Mel B, and then Posh Spice. I didn't like Posh Spice. She never smiled, Andrew. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know what
she
you were
reminded
thinking.
me of the mother from Coraline.
Yeah, that's lovely stuff. I imagine she'll be quite chuffed with that comparison. But yeah, so if Spice Girls was your first big album CD as a small boy, what was the next one?
Very different. It was Eminem's first album.
Really? It was the old Marshall Mathers?
The one
Marshall
with
Mathers,
Stan
was
on it.
it?
Maybe it wasn't his first one.
Yeah.
Was it Marshall Mathers with Stan?
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's the black and white one with him sitting down.
And I remember, so I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. And I remember looking back now, I don't really like Eminem, but in Stan, it was Dido who was in
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and
The
her
tears
bit in it I
don't
really
cold,
liked.
I'm wondering why. Got
Yeah,
out of bed at all. Oh yeah, that's a great tune. Great tune.
well remembered. Yeah, I know. So it's Christmas, and you can imagine the families gathered around, the grandparents are there, and I was like, oh, and they were saying, oh, why did you? That album is, oh, no, I really like it. It's this one song that I really, really like. Shall I play it for you? And I put it on and just regretted the whole. I was just, why have I put this on? There's a man doing a lot of swearing to my
Yes.
grandparents.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
think they were
dear.
really paying attention, to be honest. I think they were half cut by that point.
That's all right. I really interested with your film, The Matrix. I got to be honest, the last Matrix was that was a struggle, Andrew. It was a huge
Yeah,
struggle, my friend. What's your thoughts on
there
that
are
last one?
there are 3 Star Wars films. There's 1 Matrix film. I didn't
Yeah.
see the most recent Matrix film.
Oh
From what I
crikey.
heard, it was almost like they wanted to make it bad, and it seems like films have been terrible ever since.
Yeah.
Certainly mainstream. But the original Matrix,
Absolutely
um,
unbelievable.
I
Absolutely
think it did
unbelievable.
what it did to everyone. To me, it blew my mind. This idea of these layers upon layers, but also as well from a narrative perspective, which is something I really enjoy. It's really simple.
Yeah.
The kind of the core fundamentals of a hero story with an oracle figure. So there are loads of books on how to plot out a narrative, and there's like 7 different story types, and that's it in the world. They're all kind of variations of that, and
Yeah.
they have in them like you have to have this bit, and then at this point you have this bit, and then this point, and when you go through the matrix of that, it's just done exactly as the book says, to the point where it even says in the handbook at this point you have the oracle. Now the oracle shouldn't be a literal oracle. It's just someone. It's the old man who's always been there, who's got a few wise words to say, who gives you the tip, like helps you move to the next part of the
Yeah.
story. But in the Matrix, it was a person literally called the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so straightforward. And for me, it's an example of where films have kind of gone off the rails now. They've moved away from take a character, they have flaws, they have a journey to go on. They go through some ups and some downs and some ups again. They meet other people who help them along the way. They have an adversary that they have to overcome. Just keep it simple. A lot of films I watched, I don't know if anyone else has seen this, I watched The Menu yesterday. Have you seen The Menu?
No, not seen The Menu.
I won't spoil it for you.
Okay, yeah.
It's got Voldemort in it. It's got Chess Girl in it. It's
Cool.
got young Wolverine in it, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, the plot is there's this really expensive restaurant on an island, and you chug over to it in a boat, and it costs lots and lots of money per person. It's like a very limited seating,
Yeah.
and the whole thing is very theatrical. But this meal, the menu, gets out of hand, and for me, it was just a great example of a film that has been made where the director's like, huh? Do you see what I've done? Do you see what I've done? And the actual film feels very, very like everyone in it knows they're an actor in a film.
Oh, really? That's quite cool.
And for me, I was just like, why are they doing what this is? Why are they doing that? So without spoilers, there's a bit in it where it's all gone to absolute crap. Like everything has gone terribly wrong, and our hero is trying to escape. Now, there's right at the beginning, there's a couple of moments where they're like walking along. Oh, this is where we keep the ham. This is where we keep the chickens. What's that building over there? Oh, that's the chef's house. You never go there. And then they go into the restaurant, and they're like, what's that silver door over there? Oh, that's the silver door. You never go there.
Oh,
So you've got the hero trying to escape, and then they've got the key to get out, and they see the silver door, and they're like, shall I escape or shall I look in the silver door? And you're like, what are you doing? So
that's
I kind of
cool.
thought it was a little bit pony. I really, really like the concept of it, but the execution.
Yeah. The wife and I, Andrew, we watched a film called Everything. Have you seen that film? It's the film that's it's
Everywhere
just
all
got
at once.
Yes.
Yes, I enjoyed that. That was
I thought it was awesome, but I couldn't explain it afterwards. It was unbelievable. If anyone has not seen that movie, it's basically with Data from the Goonies as the husband and one of the main characters. They've just won Oscars for it, haven't they? So it's a big old it's a big old film. It's a big film, but it's crazy. It's all about multiverses, which, to be fair, is quite trendy these days. Multiverses, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
got to get all those verses in there.
got to get all those verses in there. Anyway, I do love
Should we talk about
nature.
watches?
Yeah, I think so. Nature Boy, get in, my friend. You have pushed us up to 65 members. Obviously, if I get to 100 members, do you know what I'm going to do, Andrew? Just going to say thank you. Just going to say thank you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm chuffed. Thank you, man. For you, Nature Boy, that are coming into the platoon, can you please tell me one watch that you are bringing in with you? That would be incredible. Now, 45 minutes in, we're going to talk about the title of the show, and that is the greatest watch of all time. Because I had an awesome time with you and Tom. By the way, how is Tom? Is he all right? Good lad. He's doing well today. This weekend
I think
off.
he's in storage in between recordings. Yeah,
he doesn't come out of that little.
We just pack him away.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Good lad.
In charge.
Good lad. It was about. It was an honour to come on the Watchfinder show and talk about the greatest watches. And it was interesting. It was interesting to see the comments after it and what justifies or what makes the watch the greatest watch of all time. And I'd just like to throw it out there. First of all, talk about the picks that you gave as suggestions, and then talk to you guys, get your views on it as well, because I'm going to do a show on this very soon, because I'd like to talk about it as well. It's good fun. So your first suggestion, which a lot of us would agree is one of our favorite watches, whether it's one of the best watches of all time, the SKX, the Seiko SKX. Now, I know a lot of guys out there are gonna and girls are gonna think, yes, he's getting one in for Seiko. He got the SKX there. But what was it that sort of made you think that this could possibly be the greatest watch of all time? What was it?
Well, it's a bit like the question, what's the greatest invention of all time? And people go, oh, it's moon rockets or iPhones. And then usually everyone comes back to penicillin. It's very, very simple. It's very, very cheap, but it's had an enormous impact on the world as a whole. And I would say the SKX falls into that same vein, especially really because of the lineage of the Seiko divers, because you had through the 50s and 60s divers coming from Rolex, Omega, Breitling, etc. And those were too pricey for the kinds of people who actually needed them, soldiers. So Seiko made a high quality watch that was affordable for soldiers, and they sold loads of them. And the SKX follows that trend. So it's just, I mean, the current one doesn't.
You're talking
the
about
one before that one.
Yeah, you're talking about the 6105 to start with, the Willard, that one that all the POWs from Armageddon and no, it's not Apocalypse Now. Those watches,
on the moon. On the asteroid or something.
Yeah, Armageddon. That's not as good as Bruce Willis's one, or is that the Bruce Willis one? It's the other one, Deep Impact. That's the one I didn't like as much. Armageddon, I liked that one. Moving on. Sorry, Andrew, keep going. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. It just comes from a lineage of watches that grafters, it's a grafter.
That's cool.
And ultimately, I think salt of the earth, what holds it all up, it's the grafter salt of the earth watch. And I think that's the SKX. People won't go, it's great because it's shiny, it wears a big cloak and does loads of fancy things, but it's just always there, looking after people, giving people an entry into high quality watch, letting people buy a dive watch that actually works.
Yeah,
all of that
I think that's cool. Absolutely cool. Like I said, it started off a lot of our watch journeys. My watch journey, the SKX 009, and then the 013, and then moving on after that. But yes, I don't know Harrison's clocks and things enough, but I know you will, surely. I've heard of the H4, but the greatest watch would have to be Harrison's H4. Could you corroborate that, Andrew, or what's your thoughts?
Oh, I suppose in a way, yeah, it was a pretty landmark moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The idea of being able to tell the time accurately at sea.
Exactly. Which was
he
the
got
most
a bit ripped
important.
off, didn't he, in the end?
He did.
They had a competition and they went,
Yeah.
not really.
Tompkins
Yeah, I
and
would say that's up there.
Harrison. Yeah, I would. Yeah, 100%. What's this? Two of my very best gents. Moa Man USA. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Kansas City. There's so many cities in America I would love to go. Andrew, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love America.
I thought you were just bemused. There's so many cities. In
There are so
America.
many. I
There's
can't
two.
take it. I can't take it.
Whereas in
but
England,
yeah.
we've got one, London.
I mean, I went there on Thursday and crikey, it's so busy. I can't handle it. Trap Vision, hope you're doing well, my friend. Aaron is a member. Get in, Aaron. Go on, son. Aaron, could you give me your yeah, Aaron, lovely profile picture of your pussycat there. Could you give me your what you are bringing into the platoon? That'd be fantastic. Case is saying another new private. Go on, Case. Yeah, so you said the Omega Speedmaster. Now this is definitely a watch that just doesn't get shouted enough from the brand, as we know. You know, and
it's a shame.
It is a shame, isn't it? Because they should milk it as much as they should, and the amount of limited and I don't know special editions, they really could miss a trick there, you know. But
do you know
it's
what they're
obvious.
like, Omega?
It's obvious. Yeah, go on.
Omega is like, you know, do you remember the ice poles as a kid?
I absolutely. I think I was fed on them for summer.
And do you remember trying to get that last little drop out of the ice pole?
Oh, yes,
like,
the liquid part.
This thing.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Because when it goes to liquid, that's
nom, nom. Do that big. Do that big. Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah.
That's not like you. That's what Omega is doing to the Speedmaster. They're nom, nom, nom. And they need to cool it. But that being said, penicillin, rubbish. Going to the moon. Yeah. Bearing in mind that NASA are like, let's go back to the moon again. Oh, how do we do that? Now, I know you're a staunch conspiracy theorist who thinks the moon landings didn't happen.
Well, listen, you know, what we say between us is, I mean, obviously, these days, to be fair, my dad knows that we went to the moon because in 1969, he saw it on the telly. But in 1994, I went to the cinema and I thought dinosaurs were real. You know, it's television has played a massive part in providing truth and facts and everything else. And these days, in my 40s, because I'm an old man now, I really only believe something I can see with my eyes, hear, or smell. It's just that it hasn't been proved, you know, the reasons why we don't go there now, why there isn't an Asda or a Walmart at the moon at the minute is a question I have. You know, why the heck is there not a Amazon HQ there? It's just sort of bits and bobs like that, you know. And I was saying some things to you and you were debunking it, and I thought that was lovely where you were debunking, because I know you're big in your sci-fi, and obviously for your books you do a lot of research to see whether what you're saying is factual, I'd imagine, when you talk about certain bits and bobs, you know.
The moon landings aren't sci-fi, Russ.
Whoa! No, obviously, but when you do your books, you know, there's certain things, you know, 230,000 miles away. The moon is from the Earth. Is that right? About 230,000 miles away. And what's his name? Who's the president of the United States at the time? I can't remember his name. It was the gate. What's his name? Nixon. You know, I don't get service in the rural area where I teach in beautiful Hampshire. But he had a lovely little phone call with someone that was on the moon where there ain't a 5G network. And there was no cutouts and no nothing. So it's just bits and, you know, bits like that. And I just, you know, those sorts of things. But I think it's, you know, it's a special achievement and those sorts of things. It's just that I would like to see these things with my own eyes and ears. That's the thing. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it is true, you know, but why haven't we gone since. That's the only thing. You know, that's the only thing. You know,
What have I done?
what have you done? Look, people are unsubscribing as we speak. I mean, I like that. That was brilliant because in Psycho Vu's wearing the Hammy Cooper, and in that show, in that film Interstellar, it was actually the teachers were saying that it was a false flag thing, and it was Cooper that was saying it was true. That was interesting, that film, when they said they were debunking that sort of stuff. Aaron, my dad's 1965 pre-moon Speedy is what got me started. Get in, Aaron. You go, Andrew, go for it. What you got?
I'll give you this.
Get
It's
your spec
good to
sheet
question
out.
things.
Yeah,
It's good to question things because
Spence-
it provokes discussion. And
yeah,
the inverse of conspiracy I don't like is when people go, "I believe it because someone's told me." Ask questions, learn
yeah,
more,
yeah,
probe,
yeah. It makes you more
expand your horizons.
expand your horizons, which is what I've been doing for a long time, and finding your own truths and finding out stuff yourself, and not just. It's like a watch review. Don't just trust me on a review if it's bad or good. See it from all other angles, all other people with different wrist sizes and where their backgrounds. Whereas Andrew loves a good watch with a dome and an earth inside. You know, get everyone's perspective. Yeah. Get everyone's perspective before you go. Scotty Pinball. Absolutely. But yeah, what explains the Mad Watch Collector? There you go. There you go, my friend. Yeah, so the Speedy anyway, because you brought up a great point about the Speedmaster in the sense that before the Speedmaster came out in 57, chronographs weren't very sporty looking. Is that
right,
that was true, wasn't it? Yeah. Go for it.
They were all. A chronograph watch was a small watch, sort of 37 millimeters and smaller. I know the original Speedmaster was pretty small, but the difference was they took the tachymeter scale, moved it to the outside, which made the dial space larger, which made the overall watch more readable. They used contrasting hands and markers, which they improved over time from the broad arrow hands. There it is. The white stick hands that you see there. And it just generally kickstarted this idea of sports chronographs. And in fact, a lot of people think that NASA procured a bunch of different watches to test. One of them was a Speedmaster. They believe the other from Rolex was a Daytona, but it wasn't. It was the watch before the Daytona, whatever reference number that is, the one that was the previous style with a tachymeter inside. So maybe if they had a Daytona, things could have been very, very different. But they didn't. Because people also think as well that the brands submitted their watches to NASA, but NASA went and secured them from local distributors.
They just bought them
rather than from the brands themselves. So Omega actually had no idea this was going on.
Yeah, it's a very special. It's a very special watch. It's crazy to think that a brand like Omega hasn't evolved the Speedmaster through time like Rolex has done with the Submariner, isn't it? Do you find that's strange? How sort of Omega has just cottoned on and thought, let's just keep doing the same dial the whole time ish. And the likes of Rolex always looking forward. But in actual fact, in 2023, we are dying to have a 1970s Rolex Submariner. Do you know what I mean? It's like Omega almost knew that this was awesome. We got to stick with it,
Yeah, they've tried many other different iterations of it, but they do it as well as, and that generally makes the catalogue quite a mess. If you go to just Speedmaster as a whole, it'd be like, 9,999 items returned.
Yeah.
But it was a smart move to hang on to it. And in fact, they've kind of doubled down on it in the sense that they now have the Speedmaster with a 3861.
Yeah.
Also a Speedmaster with the 321 at the same time. And you end up with this weird situation where you've got the Speedmaster moonwatch shape available at some £90,000, at about £7,000, and at about £220 in the Moonswatch. I mean, that's really hedging your bets, isn't it? That there are more baskets than eggs at this point. They really, really did spread that idea as thin as they could. But I suppose you could say it's been very successful for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the moon swatch was good or bad for the moon watch?
I think the moon swatch was a marketing genius plan that I don't particularly want anything to do with, really. But the one thing, I think someone said it, and I completely agree. There are a lot of people out there, including myself, that can't afford an Omega Speedmaster, and to have a watch, to buy a watch legitimately that has an Omega branding on it for 230, 240 pounds, I think it's quite a cool thing for those people. Whether it's a great thing for Speedmaster shareholders or Speedmaster owners is another thing. In actual fact, I think it's fantastic for Speedmaster shareholders, for Omega shareholders, because apparently it seems as though they've done quite well with just selling not only a ton of moon swatches, but also increasing the level of Speedmasters moon watches sold as well. The only thing I would say is I don't know why I don't have one, Andrew. I really don't know why I haven't had one and saved up and bought one, because it was one of my first watches I wanted to buy when I was into the hobby big. And I don't know. The one thing I would say is always look at this, the meat and two veg right there. And I can't seem to not ever see that anymore. I don't know how you think about that. That's a very weird design right there. And it's something that I saw, I reckon someone told me about 2 years ago. And I thought, yeah, that is weird. Talk to me about the meat and two veg there, Andrew.
Tallywhacker at 12. Yeah. It's certainly to orient. The Americans might say orient, and I would say orientate the watch. But it's already on your wrist. Unless your arm has become disconnected from the rest of your body, you'll pretty much know which way is up on your watch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are many other ways they could have chosen to do that. But is this the same? Is this, because I have a sneaky theory. You know the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak concept, the two Marvel watches they did, the Spider-Man and the Black Panther.
The Panther, yeah.
And you know they have a certain protrusion, an unfortunate protrusion about them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can believe if no one spotted that throughout the process of making those watches, then I could also believe that the Omega thing got through that. Anyway, I just don't know. Maybe the Swiss don't have a sense of humor. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're not. Their minds aren't as in the gutter as the rest of the world, and it just didn't occur to them.
For anyone that doesn't know, we are talking about just the placement of the hands.
It's funny as well, because on the Black Panther, the center of the hands emanated right from the center of the crotch, but with the Spider-Man they moved it across a bit. But now the white loom tip emanates exactly from the center of the crotch. They've just aligned another part.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, where else can you put him? You keep them sort of. Can they sort of poke out from the side of the dial?
I don't know, but whatever the alternative is, it's not. Oh, just forget it. Let's have it with the hands coming right from his John Thompson.
Someone's having a laugh. Someone is having a laugh. Big Bobby. He's been a member for 21 months. He's Bobby Legs, great YouTube channel, always has great chats. He's one of the ones, Andrew, that I listen to his podcast on the drive to work. I love Bobby. He's a great guy. Won't say boo to a goose to anyone. And he's just there for positivity, you know. So, I had a Black Bay 58, sold it, regretted it, obviously, rebought it, and now he's back in the club. You know what I mean? Also, another one, Andrew Gordon, one of the nicest guys to be in the YouTube space as well. Amazing knowledge of digital watches and loads of other stuff. Dipping in whilst on holiday. Oh, mate, good lad. Where are you on holiday? Gordon, because I'm a bit jealous. But yeah, there are some amazing people out there, Andrew, aren't they? You speak to
They really are, yeah.
obviously, do you get anyone that you speak to on a daily basis that you wish would forget your number or anything, like me, or
Only the best people get my number, so I'm not sure how you got it. But no, the thing is with the community, there's different communities around different things. So I like watches, I like hi-fi, I like cars, blah blah blah, and they all have their own communities attached to them. But there's something about the watch community that's just so much more, I don't know, brotherly.
Oh,
If there is an all-encompassing term for brotherly, sibling.
Yeah.
So we went to America and did a couple of shows out in America, just some evenings with some chit chat and whatnot. And talking to the people there, it was like talking to people I'd known all my life.
Yeah,
they were all so friendly and so courteous, and even to the point where you're kind of talking to a bunch of people in a room and you talk to someone for a bit and they say, "Oh, I'll let someone else have a bit of your time now." And it's just like, wow, everyone is so polite.
And obviously you've got the all clear from the Richmond group to add me to come with you next time to America. Obviously, I've already packed my bags ready for that, mate. Whenever that is, you just let me know. Oh, it's weird you haven't asked for the passport details yet, but I'm sure.
Well,
it'll be coming. Don't you worry about that.
Two questions actually on that. Do you fit in a suitcase, and how are you with extreme cold?
It all depends. It all depends on the size of the case, what sort of case we're talking about, because I'm in a lot of community groups on suitcases. No, I don't know. No, honestly not. Whatever. I don't mind how I get there. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, mate.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. So if we come to the stage where I don't want to take too much more of Andrew's time, because he is he's doing us a huge favor. I love all this. There's a new section on StreamYard where I can get the starred comments that you can't see, that I'm not even showing you, but it just shows me if I've missed any big events, like an awesome super chat or anything. That's just for me, team. It's not for you. I do apologize. But yeah, there's some.
It's doing its admin live.
And I told you about that setting, didn't I? It's so bad. Hang on. I'm going to do it now. Oh. This is so. I told you about this, and it is horrible. This is what the world's coming to. In StreamYard, okay, there's a button in the settings that says "touch up my appearance." Now I was going to suggest it to Andrew before the show, but obviously not now. But no, listen. Watch this. Here we go. Touch up my appearance. Look at me now, sweaty badger. Here we go. Here you go. It's going to happen. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look any different?
You look like you're in an 80s music video.
It definitely took the shine off my cheeks. The only problem with that is it takes up a lot of, I don't know, memory. And obviously I can't move a lot because it needs to be going with me. But yeah, less shiny.
Leave your face behind. You could put it on me. I noticed someone in the comments was saying that they were disappointed that we dropped the microphones from the podcast and revealed our faces because we look disappointing. So feel free to improve what we've got going on here.
Oh God, that was some funny things, isn't it? But when you've been the talking hands for so long, someone has painted a picture of you. And you just don't look like the person that I have in my head.
I can't fulfill the imagination of strangers, unfortunately. I never have been able to.
Yeah, I quite liked it because I was less shiny, but I was less animative. That's not even a word, but that's fine. It's a weird thing to have a touch up there, Andrew, isn't it? That's weird, isn't it?
It definitely gave you like an Aardman Animations vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit sticky, bit rubbery.
Yeah.
Let's see the real you. Let the real you shine forth.
For those of you that don't get to talk a one-on-one with Andrew or ask him any questions, could you please, for the last 2 or 3 minutes, Get a question. We'll fire it to him. Obviously, any super chats go towards a Casio CA500 today. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed to Andrew Morgan Watches yet, please do. Don't get any of his merch. Do not get any of his merch. Obviously get the books. You can get the books. Go for the books and subscribe. But we're at a sort of competition with our merch at the minute. Oh, he's got a little baby shirt. That's nice, isn't it? When have you ever said humble and blessed? I thought it had to be like a phrase or something. You know, super. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Someone's admitting that they don't watch my show. Tough.
Is this what you said at the
Have
end?
you noticed as well? Have you noticed where's my hat? That didn't show up, did it?
No.
We're having words after this.
That is true. I think Charlotte's
I know you're watching, Charlotte. Where's my hat?
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. But she's that enthralled and that engaged. She doesn't want to leave the screen, and that's fine.
She's
so
making
that's
sure
cool.
I don't do anything I regret, I think. There'll be a bang on the wall.
Right, listen, we've got some questions. Here we go. I want to put these to you. What do you think of the NY0040?
I'm going to need a little bit more than that.
I'm gonna move on because that is a citizen. So don't worry about that. It's a citizen. But we'll move on. Andrew's going to take a good look at that at the end when the live stream finishes, and he's going to have a good think about it. Walnuts and bestiality.
Yeah, looks all right.
Yeah, Andrew.
Walnuts and bestiality. That's a good pairing, isn't it?
Andrew, what sort of profile name do you think that's all about? But you know, that's funny, isn't it? After getting my first Omega 300M, is Rolex the next logical step, or should I buy the watch I really like? This is a no-brainer for me. But what do you think, mate?
Well, the next logical step is to go to your Rolex dealer and say, "Can I have a Rolex?" And if they say, "Yeah," buy it. Decide if you like it or not. And if you don't, benefit from moving it on and buy the other watch that you like. And if you do turn out to like it, keep it. Because if you can with the Rolex, you can deal with that if you don't like it. With the Zenith, you might struggle to move that on a little bit. That would be my answer. It may end up that actually you fall in love with the Rolex and you think it's fantastic. Or if you don't like it, then you can go into the Zenith and you end up there anyway, and you've answered both questions.
Yeah. Does it matter, do you reckon, if it's grey market or as in a watchfinder purchase or a
pre-owned per se?
A pre-owned?
Oh well, I'll have to get my pedant hat out here.
Yeah.
Grey market and pre-owned.
Pre-owned, sorry. They're not the same thing, everyone.
No, they're not. Yeah. Pre-owned, yeah. Well, you have to pay a bit more for pre-owned because of the sheer demand. I won't share what kinds of margins Watchfinder is on for Rolex, but it's quite sad. So what Watchfinder has to buy above RRP to sell above RRP as well.
Absolutely.
But with any of these watches, if you buy a Zenith Defy Classic brand new, you will have to wait a while before it breaks even if you do decide to sell it on. If you buy it pre-owned, then you probably only have to wait a little bit of time to break even to get through that margin they're buying and selling. Whereas buying a Rolex above RRP, all being well, in a few years, you should be fine to sell it at that same price anyway. So yeah, it's annoying to talk about money in that way, but let's face it, we're not all splashing around in the cash. We're not all Scrooge McDucks here with our swimming pools full of gold coins. And I think it is important to recognize that peace of mind, knowing that you can sell a watch, can help you to enjoy it more.
Yes, I mean,
that's the question. Walnuts and BCM.
I'm going to leave it like that. I think you've answered it well. How long did Rolex Face Slap Short take to fill?
Tom had to take a lot of beatings to get that right. He's a brave man. He's a brave man and a very bruised man now. Not too long actually. We scripted it out, Tom and I. He's a very, very funny guy, and he actually did. He won't like me saying this, but he actually did a bunch of little skits on YouTube ages ago that were really, really funny, including, and this was before What We Do in the Shadows, if you're familiar with that show, including the premise of living as normal people with a vampire. He did that before everyone else. So
did he?
Anyway, we sketched this together, sort of bounced it backwards and forwards, with our thoughts backwards and forwards, and then we recorded it. But we recorded it as we're recording this, so we weren't in the same room together. So all of the slaps had to be, and then he would. But he did a very good job of acting like he'd been slapped. So I think he's got experience.
Yeah, it looked like he was slapped. I think he did a good job. He like the face.
Oh.
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh.
I liked it. Gavin's in the house from that Watch Guy London. One of my favourite guys. Ultimate Grail watch, Andrew. What would that be for you, my friend? The ultimate Grail.
It changes every day.
I like that. I like it.
I can't. That. I really. Probably the 1815 chronograph from Langenzonen. Like, I would love a Grubel 40 24-second architecture. I would love that Simon Brett. I would love. But 1815 chrono from Langenzonen, probably, because the movement, it's like a Speedmaster movement, but just on steroids. The thing is just,
yeah.
It's like John Carpenter's The Thing, when the creature goes, but movement part.
Very cool. I love it. You're saying a lot of references I haven't got a clue of. So I am going to eventually come back and watch this and just do my due diligence and make sure that, I could maybe gift you one at some stage. So
I certainly hope you get to the point where you can.
Here we go. What we got here? I'm not going to keep you for too much longer.
No, I've got plenty of time.
Love the humour, Andrew. Great stuff, Russ. I like how Nishower said, great humour from you, but great stuff me. But that's fine. That's fine. He's got the humour. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'll take that on board.
Stuff is good. Why would we be without stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Fred Cook, as a fellow author, I have to ask Andrew, what is his worst experience with a publisher? What was your worst experience with a publisher?
Well, I am actually no, yeah. So all of my books are self-published through Amazon. I do have an agent for audiobooks and such, but my worst experience with a publisher is probably this book, Vessel. They approached me and said, "I love your book, Andrew. Excellent. Yeah, I really like that. Would you fancy doing a 3-book deal over that? Yeah, we'll sign you up that. All the numbers. Brilliant. Love it. Yeah, 3-book deal. Okay, have a good Christmas holiday. We'll talk to you. We'll sign everything on the dotted line when we get back. January the 1st. Yeah, and came back on January the 1st. And it's like, oh, we're not doing that stuff anymore. That was it. 3-book deal, publishing dream, authorship, all the works.
Been there, mate.
Merry Christmas.
Been there, buddy. I was in a band with my best friends, and 2008, we got told, you're not gonna give up your jobs, because we won the Road to V in 2008. We just opened the V Festival, and we were thinking, yeah, this is it. Everyone there was saying, yeah, this you're going to go full time now, and it just didn't happen. And and the hopes and dreams just started fading from there, really. And then you find out, if you want something in life, you got to go out there and do it yourself. Am I right?
I think actually, if you want something in life, you should ask your parents who are in the business for it. I think that's the way it works. Did you say you opened V Festival?
I did, yeah. 2008, yeah. Both in I can't even remember where it is, but in Essex and in I forgot where it is. But it was awesome, absolutely awesome. I got free Ray-Bans, free Hunter Wellies, treated like a king. We played some other great festivals, but that was the time when we thought, we have made it. Carl Barrett from the Libertines and Dirty Pretty Things. He was on the panel that made us win, which was really cool. And and the rest is history. Still a tennis coach, stroke now, weird, mad watch reviewer. But there we go.
It all worked out in the end, didn't it?
It all worked out, mate. Exactly. But it's all good. That was a great little question. Is the JLC Reverso only for stuffy, wealthy types? From Cup of Noodles.
I'll definitely take wealthy because it's an expensive watch.
Yes.
But for stuffy, no. There are so many different versions. So like what I would call the classic Reverso, i.e. not the
Yeah.
tribute one,
Yeah.
with the guilloche and stuff, like that's a little bit more mature, I think. But the tribute version, where it's pared back, it's in steel with the kind of the contrasting colors or some of the vibrant dials. They do them on a canvas strap as well. They dress down so well, and like the chronograph they have as well. Funny story. So I was at Watches and Wonders. You went to Watches and Wonders too, but we weren't there at the same time, unfortunately. But I went to Watches and Wonders. You probably remember the JLC stand.
The waterfall.
The waterfall, yeah. And they had all the watches out on these plinths, and the plinths are pillars that came from the ceiling and the ground and net, and there was a gap in between, and the watch was suspended between.
Yeah, you told me.
Oh, yes.
You told me this.
The watches are out for you to play with, but there's no case, so they're out for you to touch. That's the whole point of being there.
Yeah.
So I was playing with the chronograph, because I've got the new chronograph, and it's like it's kind of really sedate on one side and crazy on the other side. And I was giving the pushers a feel, really nice feel. And this lady came up to me and she said, with the JLC outfit, I said, "Sorry, sir, these aren't for touching." Put them in a case. What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, they were there. They were there with their gloves to show you if you wanted it. I guess that's what it was. I mean, I knew from what you said, because you said, "Go and touch it, touch one, let's see what they do." And I did, and I went for us, and someone's just looking, just eyeing, and they say, "Would you like to see? Can we just see it? Can you just flip the case for us?" And they did it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There's not many watch stands where the watches were you could touch them. There weren't many of those.
No.
That would have been quite cool. I don't know why they wouldn't have done that. Really, it's not like they're struggling for the cash if they got a waterfall in the middle of their stall. They can let you flip a blooming just one watch. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I would get the classic with the with the plain other side. Or is it? Can you get that? Can you still get the plain stainless steel back from a JLC?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
That's cool, because I know you can get
engrave
double
your
dials
logo on it.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm up for that. Yes. Gavin and Spencer took me to Watches and Wonders, and yeah, everyone was commenting that Grand Seiko only had 3 watches inside the stall, which was a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's a bit
they had
strange.
A bunch around the outside.
Yes, there's some beautiful windows with the birch and some amazing textured, just done up beautiful little mini shop windows. But yeah, they really wanted you to focus on the tentograph, didn't they? It was all about that tentograph, and
yeah. The whole setup felt a bit like Mission Impossible. It was just this empty space with one stand in the middle with the tentograph in the middle.
And because of that, yeah, but because of there wasn't many watches in there weren't many people in there,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, they didn't do themselves any favors. God knows how much it cost to have a stall there, and just to be there. A stall, well, a stall. A pitch. They had a pitch. They just opened the back of a car boot. It's a car boot sale. But I mean, to be fair, they were lucky to be there, being Japanese to start with, weren't they? This was Swiss watches. This was basically, the Swatch Group. Richemont. But yeah, lovely. Here we go. A couple more, Andrew, and then you're on your way. We'll get you on your way. Just got an Oris Pro Pilot X10. Anyone got advice on how to cope with smears on titanium? It's kind of sending my OCD nuts. Oh, well, listen, my friend, Andrew, I don't know what you would say, but I would always probably, on my right hand, just wear a glove.
All right, MJ.
This way I go, oh, just wear, smudge. Gone. I would probably do that, or wear a really baggy t-shirt and just like that. I don't know what your thoughts are on the titanium smears, my friend.
How's it getting smeary in the first place?
I don't know.
Focus your OCD
Gary.
on the problems that are causing it, rather than trying to find a patchwork quilt solution.
It sounds like the NHS all over. That is perfect, my friend. I would, it's definitely find out why you're getting smears. Don't get a paracetamol for it, just to soothe.
Yes.
You need to find the problem. Don't find a soothing, sort it out.
To follow the NHS analogy here, get a smear test.
Test that smear. 100%. Oh yeah, I mean, watches. I've just got a brand new watch, which I absolutely love, which I haven't really told anyone about, Andrew. So keep it stum. But smears, yeah, there's been no smears. It helps having a fully brushed case to start with. Yeah, it's like you were talking with Charlotte that saying that Charlotte's finally got a scratch on the clasp, and you're all right with that, aren't she? She's all right with that, isn't she? She all right with that?
She took a picture of it and showed me. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. But she has a different thing. She keeps saying that her crystal is smeary. So she's her first watch was her Cartier, which had a dome crystal, and she was that's fine. But the Rolex crystal gets smeary all the time. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, because when I get dust on it, I go like this. I'm like, well, that's why it's smeary. But the Cartier doesn't get smeary when I do that.
Wow.
Like
Interesting.
You say, you need your white glove. Where's your white glove, Charlotte?
Exactly.
We should sell that in the merch store.
I should have that. I should have like Mark at Long Island watch. He's got his own Long Island logos on the fingertip. I should definitely get a Mad Watch Collector one on there. I'll get it on there before you do. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us on this live stream. You are a top lad. No. The pleasure is all ours. Because it's awesome to have such a huge in our niche, in our community, a huge face and hands in our community. Show those hands off. Let's see them. Ooh, oh, that is true. That Mum, if you're watching, Andrew he's never done that on Watchfinder Show. He's not like that in real life. He's a good lad, really. But yes, that's phenomenal. The hands were there. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. And I'm going to get you in the green room. Help yourself to the Smarties. Only blue ones in the green room, and also only Dr. Pepper. If you give us your strap line at the end, humble and blessed, give that strap line at the end, and then I shall send you on your way, my friend.
Yes, thank you for having me. I am truly humbled and blessed.
Oh, that's lovely. Shall I keep this going to make it awkward? No, I'm going to let him off. There he goes. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. You've been absolutely fantastic. What a great guy. And every single week we have a good chat with Andrew, and he's helped me a lot with the channel. And he's just a very, very top guy that I really much looking forward to knowing more and getting to know more, hopefully, as the weeks and months and years go on, as long as we're doing this YouTube game and lark. Obviously outside of YouTube, he's top guy as well. But thank you so much for watching. After the stream is ended, could you please put a comment and like? If you haven't liked this yet, please click like so we can get this show to other watch lovers. And please put a comment. Doesn't matter what the comment is. In actual fact, we'll make up something now. What do you think is the greatest watch of all time? Don't put it in the comments right now. Wait until the stream is finished and put it in the comments of the actual show. That'd be great. But thank you so much for watching. You have been fantastic, and I shall see you in a tick, boom.